What's up, Kev?
What's up, Shaq?
Hey man, nothing much. Just enjoying life. How about you?
Man, I could say the same. Working hard as usual, but getting some enjoyment in there.
All right, that's good. That's good, man. Well, it's good seeing you again. Um, Always happy to talk about mindset. It's one of my favorite topics right now. So glad that you're here to share this information and we can exchange ideas about it. But bro, I realized something, man. I love rich people. And I mean, even the richest people that other people don't like.
Mm.
Like, I love drug dealers, rich drug dealers. I love Jeff Bezos. I am so grateful that he is alive. I know people might say some things about him, but I'm happy. I'm happy that he existed. I'm happy that he did the things he did. I
Mhm.
love Elon Musk, man. I am so happy for him. I mean, I'm so happy for what he does. I love Donald Trump, man. And I know that's a controversial thing for a lot of people, but I love him too, man. And do you know why?
Why?
Because by being rich, unless they like rob the bank, I don't like people that rob banks, right? Because they
Mhm.
don't contribute to anyone except themselves. They take money from the bank, people lose money and they gain money. But you know why I like someone like Donald Trump?
He built something.
He did. He built something, people got employed, people got wealthy. I mean, maybe some people got wealthy, but people got jobs. People got to go to hotels that were nice and get stays. The world developed even just a little bit because Donald Trump existed. And even like one of my favorite shows back in the day was The Apprentice. I
Mhm.
got a lot of enjoyment watching that. That like kind of stimulated my business acumen seeing that show. And you know who made that show?
Trump.
Exactly. So I know people have their ideas about his politics and who he is as a person. That's fine. I won't debate that. But the fact that he existed led to the contribution of the world.
Mhm.
Same thing with Bezos. I am so happy that Jeff Bezos existed. You know what I did today, man?
What?
I bought groceries and did not step outside. The groceries
Thanks to
got
Amazon, huh?
delivered. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are so many things I bought off of Amazon. I remember back in, I guess it wasn't back in the way day, but you would go to the store, you might go to like 5 Walmarts to look for one thing.
Mhm.
You go to Amazon, you can find whatever you want. And I'm so happy. I'm happy that he's rich because he made my life and a lot of people's easier.
Mhm.
And the fact that he opened it more and more gave more people jobs so they were able to get a living. So same thing. I know some people look at it and be like, he could pay his workers more and all that stuff. And that's fine. Like whatever people think is fine. But I sincerely believe the world is a better place because Jeff Bezos existed. Now the drug dealer one, that might be a little one tougher to sell. But let's say people who like work with a weed dealer before weed was legal. Some people got enjoyment in their life because they were able to smoke a weed because some person said, I'm going to break the law and distribute weed to people. And some people got rich. Now there's always the dark side, which, isn't good. But if a drug dealer became rich, that probably means some people got service along the way.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm grateful for rich people. That's why I'm grateful for people who, if they rob a bank, no, you didn't do anything for society. I can't do that. You rob someone, no, I have no appreciation for you becoming rich if you did it by robbing people. But if you opened a bank and you opened a bank chain and you became rich off of that, and people say, oh, you need to pay your people more money, but your bank is really dope, I'd be like, I'm thankful that you existed. So pretty much what I'm trying to get at is I'm grateful for everything, man. Everything. I like when people become rich by providing service. It is not wrong to be rich if you do right by other people. If you're a terrible person, but whatever you made you became rich, and people benefit as a result, I'm grateful for you too. So I think rich people make the world a better place. No matter what we think about them outside of that, we need people to become rich because they advance the world further and further and further. So like, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, I love that message. Creating wealth through service. That's a great yet simple formula that I think we all can execute very simply. If anyone ever asks, what do I have to do to make money? What do I have to do to succeed? I think you just gave the answer with many different examples. You have to provide a great service that people are willing to pay you for. If you do that, then the rest kind of falls into place. It's just a matter of scaling up that operation from there. Yeah, so I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Tell me about your service.
My service, man, my service goes two ways. So let's start with the passion service. Poetry, man. I remember like one of my early thoughts about poetry was when I go on stage, I want someone in that crowd to leave feeling a little bit better because they heard my poem. Now, the poems that I stopped doing were the poems that I realized, like, no, it's just creating a negative vibe. Even if I felt good about it, I don't want to put that energy out into the world. But with poetry, I'm not looking to please anyone per se, but my poems nowadays are targeted to single parents. And the other day I was at Busboys and Poets. I did my feature set, and after the show, a lady came up to me and she was like we were talking, she was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm a single mom. Everything you said was incredible. She was like talking to my fiance. She was like, oh my gosh, he loves you. And she was like, we need people like you in the world. And I was so grateful. And you know what happened 2 minutes after that?
What?
One of the people who worked there came up to me. She's like, oh yeah, here's your payment for your feature tonight.
What?
I was not thinking about it. So I literally gave service, no thought to money, and got money.
Man, that's incredible. You had no idea you were going to be compensated.
I had an idea, but I wasn't thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. It was just a bonus, because the real joy was the experience of having that stage.
Yeah.
That title. Yeah, that is cool.
What about you?
So my service, my whole life nowadays is finance, and not just in terms of wealth accumulation, in terms of the education, the management, the mastery, all of it, and all the pillars of stocks, real estate, and most recently crypto. So my service is basically making all that easy for everyone else, because it, mind you, took years, 10 years now. I think I've been on this journey of study and mastery. So I find the greatest service is to really give time back to people and give people power. So with those two things, to give time and power, one, saving them the time of not having to put in 10 years to learn the skills, very valuable there. And then the power of actually having assets and wealth flow into your account. So my service is giving people time and power.
That's a great service, man.
Yes, sir.
Everyone likes more. I'll keep going. I'm sorry.
I was saying it's just been fun, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's not like the best part of it though. When you're
Hmm.
like having a lot of fun, things just go better.
Hmm.
Man, I think that's like the best part of it. And especially like when you're enjoying what you're doing, it makes a whole world of difference. I remember like working at UPS for a little stint. So I worked at UPS. There was one guy in particular that stood out to me. So, I got there, I got to the building, people that have been there for like 20, 30 years were talking about, man, I can't wait till Christmas and get that Christmas bonus. And the rest of the time they were complaining. You're like, oh
Mm.
my gosh, I got working here. I can't stand my supervisor. And then a young man who probably was there for maybe 1 year came in there. He was like, yeah, man, um, I'm just here for right now. I'm excited to be here because it helped me to pay for my degree. I'm gonna get my degree and I'm gonna move on to bigger and better things. Guess who stood out to me?
Mm. The second guy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why? Because he knew what he wanted. He was positive. He was happy. I don't know if he necessarily enjoyed the work he was doing per se, but he enjoyed what it was giving him, what it was leading him to.
Hmm.
And I have no doubt that he's probably a college graduate already. He's probably doing amazing things for himself. Whereas the rest of the people, I wouldn't be shocked if I go back there and they still at UPS, which is, like I said, perfectly fine. But I'm pretty sure, unless they had a mindset change, they're probably still there talking about the same things, wondering why hasn't life changed.
Mm.
So I think it's super important to have fun in everything. Doesn't mean you have to do that thing for the rest of your life, but have fun doing it. And one day you'll get to the thing that you really want to do.
I agree that enjoyment motivates you. It helps you get through the tough times because every field is going to have tough periods and tough days,
Mhm.
sometimes tough months. But when you have an underlying enjoyment for what you do, you can push through that so much better and you actually grow
Mhm.
more. So it's just great to find something that you can find pleasure in.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
definitely agree with that. But man, I think the biggest thing, the biggest reason why we do anything and why we succeed, man, is why. What
Mhm.
is your why, Kev? Why do you do this? How dare you succeed? Why do you succeed, Kevin?
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a real good one. You may find that over time your why can change depending
Mhm.
on the stage of your life, or once you hit a certain goal, or you have to actually make a new goal.
Yeah.
Keep advancing the target. Because
Mhm.
if you just hit a goal and then you consider that the end of your journey, well, that may really be the end of your journey. As in, you know, as in if you're not growing anymore, you're typically drifting or retracting at that point. A great analogy could be the US dollar. If you just leave it under your mattress, it's actually becoming less valuable.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So you got to keep it growing, keep yourself growing. So for a long time, maybe even still somewhat now, the biggest motivator and why was for my parents, especially helping my mom. I saw how hard she really worked coming
Mhm.
up, and a big driver for me was ultimately giving her a house to live in. And her and my dad are both there now. So that
It's
was a big
awesome.
why. Thank you. Thank you. It was a huge why. But then once you hit that goal, that's why I say you got to change it. So now my why has expanded. It's definitely still using those same skills that got me to
Mhm.
that first milestone, being in finance. And now it's more so those service-based components of really advancing the financial sector in
Mhm.
terms of getting more people comfortable, interested, excited about investing, and also advancing this whole crypto ecosystem development, because
Mhm.
that's a super passionate project. And just, I love crypto. I really do. So I'm really happy to be a part, not just an investor in crypto, but a part of the actual, adoption,
Mhm.
expansion. I'm actually building crypto, building marketplaces. So again, those are passion projects. So a lot of it now is, there's that fun, but I think the
Mhm.
ultimate why is to, one, enjoy life. It's a really
Uh,
big why. It's got to
I
be up
feel
there.
you.
Yeah. So anything that furthers that goal, and it's really icing on the cake that it happens to blend with helping other people and giving them services.
I feel you. I feel you. That's admirable, man. So the
Mm,
first thing that got you up at night, metaphorically, unless I
mm,
mean you probably were actually up at night,
yeah.
was being able to get your mom the house, and you did that, which is
Hmm.
awesome. And then after that, you saw a new goal, and your goal was, I want to change the finance world,
Hmm.
and you're doing that, and that's awesome, man. So I guess your ultimate goal is really, I just want to enjoy every single day. It's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's something we can all aspire for.
Yeah. Or we can just do it right now.
Exactly. Right.
I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, man. So for me, my why, like I actually had a similar, or I have a similar why. So I do other stuff. I help with the fun, but let's just keep it with poetry.
Hmm.
When I first started going to open mics and things, my why was, I just want to be a feature. I want to be great. I want to be loved by people and all that stuff. And it got me somewhere, but it didn't take me as far as I wanted to. Like hit a wall, and I started thinking about reasons why it wasn't working. And I realized my why wasn't working.
Mm.
So, as my life continued to grow and change, I met my wonderful fiance, her daughter, and my why went from, I just want to be, famous, quote unquote, to I really, really, really can't wait for the day where I could email her and send her an email saying, like, babe, I've made so much money these last few months. You don't have to go to work again. You can dream, you could do whatever you want. And on top of that, I want to look at the little one who's 3 and say, you know, I always tell her, like, hey, you can do whatever you want. I want her to look at me and say, yeah, he does it too. I believe him. So, stuff like that motivate me. Um, Ultimately, in the next few years, I want to go to my parents' house, similar to you. They already have a house, but I want to say, hey, parents, um, maybe for their anniversary or something, like, hey, just so you know, I paid off the house. I have extra money coming in. You can sell the house, you can do whatever you want, but you never have to worry about the mortgage ever again. And like, I picture that moment. I see like my siblings there, and just being able to say, like, parents, you helped me grow up, you helped me to grow. I'm gonna let you be free from the burden you've experienced from the time I from my whole life, pretty much. I want you to be free. I want you to go on vacations. I want you to own businesses. I want you to do whatever you want. And even if that means still working, that's fine. But I want to free you from all liabilities. So things like that, they keep me up whenever things feel hard. I just think about that. I'm like, yep, no, I'm gonna keep going. So yeah, that's it for me.
Those are great goals. I love the how vivid your goals and your whys are. That definitely helps a lot. That factors
Yeah.
into the how much you stick to it and the passion when you can see it so picture perfect. So I like that. And it's
Yeah.
great goals. Great
Thank you,
goals.
man.
Paying off
Thank
the
you.
mortgage, being able to tell your fiance those wonderful things, like inspiring the next generation, all
Yeah.
incredible reasons.
Yeah. It's the
Mhm,
reason why I keep going. It's the reason why I'm doing all of this. And I know it's gonna work.
mhm.
There's nothing else. Trading everything for this. I know it's gonna work. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Grateful for vision.
Yes, indeed. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm all good. I appreciate the wisdom once again. It's always good talking to you.
And good talking to you too, man. And I love seeing you succeed. I know I'm coming up next. I know Zen Fund's gonna grow to 10 million, 10 million
Mhm.
soon. We're gonna help a lot of people make a lot of money. And I'm just happy that you're gonna be making money in the process. I'll be making money in the process. And most importantly, the finance industry is gonna change and grow because of you. So
You too. You're a part of it as well. So everybody wins. That's the great thing.
that's true. That's true. All right, though, man. Good talking to you.
All right. You too. Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Peace.